that we don't cover a whole lot, but is super important, is just understanding why we pick the capture speed that we use when putting. Typically, I always say minimum of 6 inches, maximum of 2 feet. But just to give you a visual representation of why that is, I'm going to show you some charts here that basically show you the effective width of the cup depending on how hard you're hitting the ball. And what I mean by that is if you hit the ball across the edge of the cup, the distance that has to travel across the cup is much narrower than if you hit it across the center of the cup, which is 4¼ inches. Obviously, the faster the ball is going, the more likely it is to lip out on the edges. So we have a way to calculate how narrow the cup gets at different speeds, meaning if you're going to hit it firm and get it, quote, past the hole, you have to be more accurate hitting the center of the cup. Otherwise, you're going to get more and more lip outs. So if we have a look here, this is just assuming a stimp 8 green at dead weight speed, meaning you're dying the ball in the hole. The cup width is a full 4¼ inches, which means it'll drop in even from the very edges. But what you'll see here, as soon as we go a little bit firmer, so even at six inches past the hole, we've only lost about a ½ inch of width, just the very, very edges that are grayed in here. The ball won't go in if you go right across the very edge there, but no big deal. At a foot past the hole, we've actually lost 2 more inches. So an inch off the left and an inch off the right. So even at only 1 foot past the hole, if the middle of the ball is going over the left or right 1 inch of the cup, it's not going to go in. So that's kind of shocking at only a foot by. At 2 feet by, you've cut the cup in half. So now you've lost 2 inches off the left and 2 inches off the right. And it means you have a 1.9 inch, basically a 2-inch window across the center for the ball to go in without lipping out. At 3 feet by, it drops to 1¼ inch width, which is less wide than the ball itself. At 4 feet by, it goes down to less than 1 inch. So suddenly, if you're going to jam at 4 feet, you better hit it right across the middle of the cup there. Otherwise, they're all lipping out. And then suddenly, if we go to a 5 foot pass speed, the cup width goes down to a ½ inch. So you basically got to hit it absolutely dead center at 5 feet by. Otherwise, it's going to lip out. So hopefully that gives you a really good idea of why we pick a minimum 6 inches just to get the ball past the hole, but without really losing any width of the cup, but a maximum of 2 feet, because at 2 feet, you've already lost almost half. You've lost half the width of the cup. And we don't really want to lose any more than that because we can't hold ourselves to be that accurate. So there's a rationale for the capture speed we use. And I hope that visual helps you understand it much better.